Welcome everyone to session 5 of the Hall of the Dwarven King campaign for the One Ring 2nd edition. Let's do a recap. We are just about to undertake something big today. So where we started and where we left off, we have essentially been tasked by Balin to see if there's a way into Moria. Now he is forbidden to go. He made an oath to Dane Ironfoot, the king of the dwarves, king under the mountain, that he would not go there. But we are not held to that same oath, and so he wants us to see just if there's a way, if we can get in, see if we can find something of value to show him that yes, it would be worth the expenditure of time, resources, and dwarves to try to retake the hall. And so we undertook a few adventures on his behalf, mostly to test our mettle, to see if we were the ones up to the task, and he deemed us worthy. Our last session, we traveled to Rivendell. It's now autumn in the year 2965. It's autumn. Winter is but a month or two away. The first snows are falling on the Misty Mountains, and we know that time is pressing for us to try and find a way into Moria. Meeting with Elrond, he had some advice for us. And I'll just kind of go over a little bit about Balin's proposal, or Elrond's first counsel with us. So he mentioned that there is one door that still may be found, and that lies in the stony vale east of Caradhras. Azanulbizar, the dwarves call it, Nanduhirian in the tongue of the elves. It is the common speech, or in the common speech it is Dimrill Dale. It has had many names for many ages, and in each age it has seen glory and ruin both. When Durin the Deathless first came there, it was a fair valley, thick with trees. He wandered beneath their boughs until he found the dark cave mouth that would become the east gate of Moria. In time, the Dale was a city in its own right, filled with fortresses, houses, markets, and the laughter of many peoples. A great road ran through it, joining the Dwarf Road in Greenwood to the crossings of the Anduin. It was once a crossroads of Middle-earth. But then war came. Sauron's hosts laid siege there in the elder days. Though the gates of Moria did not fall, all that stood without them was destroyed, and later still, when the dwarves abandoned Khazad-dûm, the Dale grew silent and fearful. Treasure-seekers and wanderers forgot whose hands had carved its stones, and remembered it only as a place of shadows. And it was there that Frór, the last king under the mountain before Dane, was cruelly slain by Azog the Defiler. That crime lit the fire of the war of the dwarves and orcs, which ended in the great battle of Azanulbizar, just before the eastern gates of Moria. That foul orc was slain, yet the dwarves dared not enter the gate. They burned their dead and departed, leaving the Dale to emptiness. And even now it is a bleak and haunted valley. Few birds wheel above it, wild goats cling to the upper slopes, and rats fester in the ruins. Wargs prowl the lower road, though they dare not come near the shadow of Lorien's border. And the wind moans in the crumbling stair, the grass grows over the broken stones, and all the songs and cries that once filled the valley have fallen silent. Elrond then said, Mirrormere still lies there, deep and dark, with its crown of stars shining ever upon it. The east gate is the only way into Khazad-dûm. The orcs within have long been hemmed by the watchfulness of the elves of Lorien, but their malice has not diminished. To stir them may bring peril upon many, yet there is a change in the air, says Elrond, though I cannot name it. Some shadow gathers in the east, and old places of darkness may be stirred to wakefulness. Perhaps the hour has come to see if Moria may be redeemed, and a great evil rooted out. Now there were other entrances into Moria. However, the east gate is the only one that is still known to be extant. The rest of them, the locations have either been lost to legend or to destruction. This is before, of course, Gandalf went and spoke friend and entered the western gate. This is the other side of the mountain. This is the side that the Fellowship came out of in about 60 years or so from now. But the journey was swift. We headed to south from Lorien along the Misty Mountains and took the Redhorn Pass. And in that pass, the first snows of winter began to fall. And the going was cold and arduous, and we had to shelter from a blizzard along the way. But we made it. And up at the top of Redhorn Pass, just before we reached the Dale, we found the citadel of Barazinbar. And this, in fact, I can take us there. This was an old watchtower, had fallen into ruins, and this was the site of a battle. As Fatimer began to skulk and scout, Fatimer encountered a few orcs, and a few more orcs were spotted as well. And there was a brave charge through the ruins to the watchtower, where a last stand was made, and we were victorious against the orcs. However, the cost was high. Fatimer took a wound, which, despite the healing of Haldor, still has 6 days left before that wound is but a memory. And so Fatimer, for the next 6 days, you are in danger. One more wound, and you will be dying, in which case you need healing within an hour, or that is the end of Fatimer's tale. So you want to be careful for the next 6 days. We made our way down the Dimrill Stair into the Dimrill Dale, and here is the Dale. Take us there. Down the stair into the Dale. And when we arrived at the bottom of the stair, we could see the mirror stretching out before us. And this is a place that is sacred to dwarves, a place where Durin first saw the crown of stars above his head and knew that he would be the king of Khazad-dûm. And there is the cave up against the cliff face. That is where the east gate of Moria now stands, and also where Durin first began to carve into the mountain. Now, from up here, the air is crisp, but there is no snow yet down here in the valley. And we've still got some time before this is frozen over and impassable. The wind comes cold off the Misty Mountains, sighing through broken stone and black pine. The Vale of Dimrill lies before you, a grey bowl of shadow beneath the high peaks. Pools of pale water mirror the sky like shards of glass, and the stream that runs from Mirrormere whispers over stone like a secret too old to remembered. Behind you rise the sheer cliffs of the Dimrill Stair, just descended, and there at the foot of the eastern gate of Khazad-dûm, the way is shut. A vast stone, rough and ancient, blocks the door. All around, silence, save the rasping cry of crows. A black-winged shape circles above, then another, then a third. Soon the sky over the dale is alive with harsh voices. The crows alight on broken columns and frost-slick stones, their eyes bright as jet. One among them, larger than the rest, much larger, hops forward upon a mound of rubble. His feathers are ragged but glossy, his beak long and cruelly curved. He regards you with one gleaming eye. Let me have each of you give me a riddle roll. Haldor almost got that. Oh, Vidar has success, and Fatimer. So, Fatimer and Vidar. Vidar, you have heard the tale that it is possible to speak with some of the animals. In fact, some of your own kin have spoken with the eagles, as well as the thrush at the gates of the Lonely Mountain. And Fatimer, you've heard the story, possibly from Bilbo himself, about the eagles and the thrush, and how it was said that men from the Dale could once speak with these birds. So the two of you are not surprised when this crow regards you with his one gleaming eye, and then quite suddenly he speaks.
Caw! What's this then? Shiny folk come trudging up the dale? Not orcs. Too clean. Not dwarves alone. Too many feet. Too many smells. Caw, you stink of hope, and that's worse than death up here.
He tilts his head, feathers ruffling.
Mocker Craw, they call me, king of bones and broken trinkets. This dale's mine. Mine and my murder.
He spreads his wings in a wide gesture, emphasizing the growing numbers of dark-feathered accomplices.
We peck what's left of fools who come seeking doors that won't open. You'd best turn back, unless you've brought something shiny for tribute.
He flaps his wings once, and then leans closer, his voice a scratchy whisper.
Still, I'm a curious bird. You've the look of thinking folk.
And he's looking at Vidar.
It's dull sport talking to orcs. They never answer clever. Tell me this. Will you all match wits with old Mocker Craw? A contest of riddles. Win, and I'll give you a secret worth the telling. Lose, and I'll have your pack, and maybe an eyeball or two for my nest. Caw! What say you?
I think Vidar seems greatly concerned about this wits part, but he looks around. Well met, Mocker Craw, was it?
Yes.
Greetings. We do come seeking doors. Yes, we do. I'm Captain Vidar. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. A game of wits, you say?
Good, good. Sharpen your tongues and listen well. Old Craw asks first. Riddle.
And he'll ask this one to Vidar. And let me cut and paste this.
I have no feet, but travel far. I follow you wherever you are. I die at night, but live by day. I fade when clouds come out to play. Caw!
And if you want to make a riddle roll, if you pass, the number of successes you get is how many guesses you get. If you fail, you get one guess.
Because I've got a guess, but I'm not certain. So that's nice. Definitely. Vidar's not the brightest, but he's been around.
Oh, you get two guesses.
Okay, I mean, is it a shadow?
Caw! You're wise, you are. Yes, shadow. Ah.
And then he kind of stomps over and looks at Fatimer
and says, you look wise. Tell me now. Alive without breath, cold as the grave, never thirsty, ever drinking. What am I, knave?
And you can make a riddle roll, Fatimer.
Okay.
You get 3 guesses. And this one is actually very similar to one from The Hobbit.
What's your first guess?
I want to say, like... Oh, something to do with water.
Mocker Craw kind of shakes his head a little bit.
Too easy, too easy. What's your first guess?
I'm just gonna say water.
No, it is not water. Ha! Guess again. But close you are. Do you need to phone a friend?
Fish maybe?
Fish, maybe?
Fish?
Fish it is! Oh, you two are quite smart. I've heard this riddle from another. Very well, very well.
And turns and looks at Link
and says, this one will get you. This I know. White it is, yet not the light. Silent it falls, but brings no fright. Covers field and forest bare, and melts away in sunlit air.
And you could make a riddle roll.
Is that bad?
Okay, so first of all, that is going to raise the eye awareness. Let me grab that. Let's see. And then Mocker Craw is going to spend a point of hate. He has an ability. In fact, I can put you guys here on the... Oh man, you're tiny, but I can put you on the map here. I put Mocker Craw out here as well. He has an ability that he can spend a point of hate to essentially give you shadow. He mocks you and basically teases you for how poorly you did at this. So let me grab Mocker Craw. So he's over maybe on the bridge over here. Alright, so Mocker Craw. Let me spend his hate. So he has a fell ability called Mock. He can, when a nearby player fails any roll, spend 1 hate to make them gain 2 shadow points. And this is
really?
sorcery, and so you do not get a roll against, you do against sorcery. You don't against greed. So this is a wisdom roll.
God, you little jerk bird. So I roll on for wisdom?
For wisdom, yep. Otherwise, you'll take 2 shadow.
Not gonna be good.
No, you take 2 points of shadow. And you can add that to yourself, or I can put it on there for you.
I'll find it somewhere where it's at here. Oh, down there at the bottom.
Yep.
Temporary?
Let's see. It's not the Shadow Scar. Man, it's been a while since we've played. Yes, put it in the temporary one. Oh, wait, it says you have 4 Shadow Scars. I don't think you have 4. You should have 4. I don't think you've taken any Shadow Scars. So you should be at 6. But, yeah, let me just make sure that's in the right spot. There we go. So a Shadow Scar is when your shadow gets too high, you can drop it to 0 by taking a scar. And then that counts as a permanent point of shadow. The only way to get rid of that is during Yule. So I think right now, Fatimer, your shadow is kind of high, if I'm not mistaken. And so at some point it may be worth you taking a Shadow Scar. Let me see if this... Nope, that's not the one I want. That's the one I want.
Do I get to answer his question?
Yes, you get 1 guess. Oh yeah, Fatimer, you're at 9 shadow.
It is snow.
Oh, I teased you prematurely. You knew the answer. Too easy. Too easy.
He looks around and finally settles his gaze on Frór.
You will not get it. You will not be so lucky. Oh, yes, I know.
Let me copy and paste this.
Good luck with this. A mouth without a tongue. A bed without a head. A roaring voice but never sung. What is it then, instead?
And you could make a riddle roll. Well, it says it's coming from Link, but that's coming from me.
Yes, remind me. I would like I would like to use my ring for this, but I forget, what does that cost if I use my ring?
So it'll cost you 1 point of hope, and then so your ring gives you a bonus on your riddle, correct? So if you it'll be a magical success. So when you'll have to spend a point of hope. When you go to click on it, you want to click on the magical success, or that you spent hope, magical success, and then you'll get an additional 2d, unless you also have so no additional successes, but it is an automatic success. So you get 2 guesses.
Yes, well, wise crow, I believe your riddle is referring to a river.
Ah! Harder questions you need. I saved the tricky one for last.
And he looks at Haldor.
You rangers think you're so smart. Old it is, and ever new, not alive yet grows for you. Feed it once, it soon will die. Feed it not, and so will I. Ka!
And Haldor, you can make a riddle roll as well.
Alrighty, let's...
And he's going to spend another point of hate. You can make a wisdom roll, or you'll take 2 shadow.
In a wisdom roll, I just click... Oh wait, where's my wisdom? Is it just under stats?
It's at the top. It's the very top on the right-hand side under heroic stature. You'll see valor and wisdom. Nope. So you will take 2 points of shadow. And I think shadow's at the bottom. But you get 1 guess.
Alright, Haldor looks at the ground a moment, pondering the words.
My murder is getting hungry. Your eyes look plump. A delicacy.
He mumbles under his breath, "You did save the hardest one for me."
I did.
Yeah, this one's actually tough. I Googled a bunch of riddles, and I wanted 4 relatively easy ones and 1 tricky one. And this is the tricky one.
I felt like there was one easy one, and it was mine.
Yep. Yeah, this one, when you know the answer, it'll make sense.
If you gives us something shiny, I'll give you more guesses.
I'll gladly toss a coin or anything. I guess that's really the only shiny thing I'd have. I'm going to look at the rest of the party sort of inquisitively. Anyone has any other ideas that might help, because I am a little bit at a loss here.
And you notice the crows begin to get a little bolder, begin to get a little closer. And a few of them are flapping their wings over the head of Fatimer.
The fat one looks good.
Oh. If I pull out my pipe, could I gain insight? Because it gives me insight.
Yeah, I'd let you make an insight roll. You'll have to... so that's not a magical pipe. No. So you can just make an insight roll, and that gives you a bonus without spending hope.
Okay, cool.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm stumped.
You get the feeling that these birds are hungry and they are enjoying the challenge. That they're probably just shot at by orcs, and whichever orcs or goblins they manage to fall upon, this game of riddles does not last long before they either fall upon them and pluck their eyes out, or harry them until they fall off a cliff or something, and then they go and eat them.
Wise Mocker Craw, is the answer to your riddle fire?
His eye stares at you for a moment, and he scratches his beak on the stones.
Ka! Sharp tongues indeed. Not bad for groundwalkers. I'll let you what few know. That door yonder opens. Aye, but only when the sun dies and the orcs come creeping. A great stone moves aside, pushed by hands that burn in daylight. Ka! Keep watch, little folk, and keep your eyes on the dark.
And they flutter off to the top of the trees in the woods off to the east. You passed the riddles. Well done. I'm kind of disappointed. I was hoping you guys would get to fight Mocker Craw, but this is definitely the better outcome. So let me paste his answer, because that's kind of a riddle in itself that may help you determine what you want to do. Let's see, right there. So where do you go from here?
Down the stairs, I would think.
As you make your way along the edge of the mirror, the view is absolutely stunning from here. The surface is dark and windless. It's still as glass. And long ago, Durin looked in this lake and beheld a crown of stars. As you walk by and look into the lake, at first you see nothing. All you see are the reflections of the mountains above you, and then the sky. And then, as though deep in the depths, you see a ring of 7 stars. The magic
My
of this...
companions. Sorry, I wish to. When you have a moment, I wish to speak to my companions to go to the Stone of Durin, but please.
So the magic of this place is older than the dwarves, older than Moria, and it may be that this lake is a window into some other place or time, or reflecting invisible things of spirit rather than visible things of flesh. And you wonder that perhaps if an invisible wraith passed by Mirror, that their reflection would be as it is on the other side. And whatever its true nature, Keled Zaram, which is what the dwarves call Mirror in their tongue, it's a sacred place. There is a pillar at the far end, and both Frór and Vidar would know that that pillar marks the spot where Durin first looked into the lake. And it was the tradition of the dwarves to come to that place and seek silent wisdom in those deep waters. And on the map you can see at the far end of the lake there is a pillar.
This is a great moment for you dwarves.
Do you let the 2 dwarves take the lead?
Absolutely. They need to pay their respects.
As you head along the dirt path that wends along the side of the lake, you come to another place. It's this place just to the side of of the map. And I'm going to zoom in on that. You come to this place. And this is something very, very solemn. There are barrows where those who fell in the Battle of Dimrill Dale were laid to rest, but it is said that they don't rest soundly. Let me have our two dwarves give me a lore roll. Not so much. Okay. So you know that this was the scene of a great battle. These are the mounds of Azanul Bizarre. There's a rough semicircle around the spot where the fighting was heaviest, with a gap facing the mirror, and that there are these 6 mounds, and they're very tall, probably 3 times the height of a man, these mounds. And then there's a huge central stone that looks like it must have been drug out of Khazad-dûm, that perhaps once adorned a hallway inside, but it's now been raised as some sort of blasphemous monument. There are the sign of Gorgol on here, which is a severed bear's head, and there is a number of bloodied handprints that have been slapped against this stone. The faces of the dwarves that have been carved painstakingly in the rock have been chiseled out. Let me have Vidar give me a craft roll.
Oh, that looks so good with the 10.
That did look good. I thought for sure you're going to get it. You know that this must be ancient dwarven work, but you cannot place during what king this work was done. Was it during the first, during the fourth, or who? There is a gibbet as well over here. It's a crude wooden gibbet that stands near the fork of the road. It looks to have been raised by orcs based on the design, likely after the murder of King Frór, and this is where they displayed the remains of that king in the iron cage as a warning to the dwarves and as fodder for the crows. After the battle of the Dimrill Dale, the dwarves put the head of Azog on a stake, but the orc's carcass they put here in answer to the insult to Frór. Now there's another body in the gibbet, the remains of an orc. It's pretty decomposed, but it did have some sort of leather breastplate on it. Fatimer, give me a scan roll, please. No. It's kind of awful to get close to this thing. You've seen decomposed animals before, but this is something that should be buried in the ground. Your poor Hobbit eyes aren't used to seeing the cruelty of warfare in this blatant fashion. And the stench wafting off of this is almost more than you can bear. Do you all do anything here or continue down to that stone?
We'll continue when the dwarves are ready.
Yeah, does Vidar and Frór want to do anything while you're here?
No, these tidings are very dark. I think that perhaps the stone of Durin would lighten the spirit, and I can share the songs of Durin that will bring a jolly mood to the party.
Well, let's go back to the Dimrill Dale and down here to the stone. Now, This is also the dwarf road down here by the stone. In some places, it's hard to tell the stones of the road from random rubble. But this stone here is a marble pillar that has been placed to mark the spot where Durin first glanced into the mirror. And there are dwarven runes chiseled upon the surface. And it looks as though orc hammers have tried to pound into this rock, but it has proven unwieldy to their touch, as though the very stone here resists whatever deformation the orcs would try to put upon it. And Vidar and Frór, when you reach this spot and know that this is ground where Durin once stood, you can both recover from 2 shadow points. Now, Mocker Craw gave you a hint about the door, the eastern gate. And when you were over at those mounds, if you glanced up at the door, you could see that it was blocked by a great stone, much heavier than even the 5 of you put together could move. But it did sound like someone or something moves that stone from time to time.
Kind of sounds like we should post up and watch as the sun goes down.
Where do you propose to watch from?
Is there anywhere that has a fairly clear line of sight that also allows us to remain a little bit hidden?
Give me an explore roll. In fact, better yet, let's do a skill endeavor. This is a perfect spot for this. Let's see. So we're going to do a skill endeavor. We have plenty of time. And this will be a simple... Why is it not... it's not giving me the buttons. Here. Well, let me try that again. Okay, hang on, having a technical issue here. I'm just going to reload my game real quick. Give me 1 second. If not, I'll just do it manually. I can also turn the crow sounds off. There we go.
Quiet.
Okay, well, for some reason the Endeavor button's not working. So you will have 5 attempts, and you need to get 3 successes in this. So the first thing I'm going to have us do is, Haldor, give me an explore roll.
Alrighty. Yikes.
So that is a failure. So we get 4 more attempts. We need 3 successes. You're looking around, and you do find a few places. So there's these trees where the crows went off to. You do have line of sight across the lake from there, and you would be well hidden, but it's far. If you want to be up close, you could hide in or around those mounds. That would be very close, and you would have line of sight. You could also just hide across the lake, but you would have no cover, no protection. Or you could perhaps make your way up to this little copse of trees up at the top of the cliff. You'd need to climb to get up there, and from there, the line of sight wouldn't be great, but that's probably your best hiding place. No one would look up there. You venture a guess. So you struggle to think which might be the best. If someone else wants to make a battle roll, they might get a better idea of what might be the best location. Unless anyone else has any other ideas, you're welcome to choose a different skill. Just tell me how you use it.
I'll try battle roll.
Perfect. So, again, the best places for cover, they're going to be too far from your bow, and that if you want to strike a blow, if the opportunity's there, if you're in those trees, you're way too far. You could perhaps go in those mounds, but you may get beset with all sorts of trouble and no way to get out of there short of just breaking and running and being pursued. We get 3 more attempts. We need 3 successes. Anyone have a skill they want to try and use here for a good place to hide to watch what happens at night?
Can I do a scan roll?
How are you going to use that?
I think just like looking over the area to see the best place.
How about if you check those mounds and see if you think that they would be a suitable hiding place? Are they big enough and expansive enough that you could hide there? Because scan tends to be a small area, explore is a larger area. So if you want to do what like Haldor could not, you could do explore, but scan would be something smaller.
Sure. Can I use my Book of the Mad Druid for that?
You can.
Okay.
If you want to get a magical success, you could spend a point of hope, and that will add 2 dice to your roll.
Okay, I'll do that.
Sorry, it will add 3 dice if you spend hope.
Alright.
So yeah, if you click on the hope one and then add 2 dice to it. And if you have a distinctive feature that helps you out, you might even be inspired. You've got inquisitive or burglary. Either one of those might actually work if you tell me how you might apply that.
I guess inquisitive might work if I get, I don't know, really close to inspect the mounds.
Yeah, so and you're doing scan?
Yes.
So when you click on scan, make sure you click on the hope point bonus die and the inspired, and then add 2 bonus die because you're using your special item.
All right.
And I think, and actually, and it'll be a magical success because you're spending hope.
Yeah.
So then click on the magical success one as well.
Okay.
Well, you got 1 success. Oh, and you're now miserable.
That's great.
Do you want to take a shadow scar at this point? Because you're at 10 points of shadow.
Yeah, I think that might be best.
Okay, so let me give you 1 permanent shadow, and I'll put your temporary down to 0. And this scar will stay with you until Yule, when you can use one of your activities to try and remove that scar. But you've seen some stuff over the last several weeks adventuring with this lot, and it's hardened you somewhat.
Yeah, definitely.
So you've got 1 success. We get 2 more attempts, and we need 2 more successes. You find that the bounds would likely be a good place. They're large enough. You could hide yourself in and amongst the rocks. You probably don't want to dig in there because there's probably bodies in there. But that would be a serviceable place. And you would be able to perhaps hear if something's being said. If you're on the other side of the lake in those trees, you wouldn't be able to hear anything that's being said. But you would hopefully be able to see well enough to discern what's going on. We need 2 more attempts. We need 2 successes. Anyone want to roll a skill?
Could I possibly do a hunting check to kind of see if there are patterns of footprints to know where, if anyone were to be coming, which direction they'd be coming from to more adequately hide ourselves?
Yes, that would be fantastic.
And I think in this case, I will use a point of hope.
Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, with the help of my bracelet of the elk.
So that'll be a magical success. And that will
I'll
add
get the
2
magical-
bonus die. Plus, you should get the bonus die from spending hope.
So I hit the hope point, I hit the magical success,
And
and I
then-
hit one more
No, 2 more.
bonus.
Yeah, 2 more bonus.
2 more bonus. All right. Let's get some 6s here.
1. Hey, so that's the successes we need. So now we have 3 successes. We still had 1 attempt left, but you just got a double success. What you find, do find tracks, and it looks like 2 sets of tracks. One looks to be shod in a leather-soled boot, roughly man-sized. You surmise this is probably an orc. And the other is large, and it's kind of a human-shaped foot, but massive. You think this is probably a troll. And that would explain how that door gets opened. That would also tie into Mocker Craw's riddle about the door. That the door only opens when the sun dies, and that the stone moves aside, pushed by hands that burn in daylight. So you guess correctly that there's likely a troll that moves that stone aside so that the orcs can come out. It looks as though the tracks seem to go all around the lake. And here and there you see drag marks as though they've taken some game, probably a goat, and dragged it back into Moria to eat.
I disseminate that information to the rest of the group, pointing out that we should probably hide on the far side of these mounds, as we're probably going to be approached from the other end, and we can creep around them as they come.
So do you want to set up a place in the mounds? Does everyone agree, or does anyone object and have another idea?
Sounds good to me.
Yes, I think the ranger speaks true. This is likely our best chance of finding a way in.
Alright, let me get us to the mounds map, and I'll get some tokens out here for us.
Though before the sun completely sets, I would like to take Fatimer to the stone and tell him of Durn. He seems to be carrying a lot of shadow with him.
Yeah. So, in fact, do we have... Let me look at the party. Or no, it would be... Yeah, in our songs. Do we have the Song of Durin? We do not.
No, but every dwarf knows it by heart.
Give me a song roll. Great success. So with a great success, I will give you the lyrics to the Song of Durin. And you don't need to sing it, but I'll let you read it. Let me post it in the chat. And then I'm going to put this on our fellowship. So if you want to read that to young Fatimer, I'm going to do some behind the scenes stuff here real quick.
Yes, Fatimer, come and join me and look upon the Mirror. It is quite a sight. The world was young, the mountains green, no stain yet on the moon was seen. No words were laid on stream or stone, when Durin woke and walked alone. He named the nameless hills and dells, he drank from yet untasted wells. He stooped and looked in Mirror, and saw a crown of stars appear, as gems upon a silver thread, above the shadow of his head. The world was fair, the mountains tall, in elder days before the fall of mighty kings in Nargothrond and Gondolin, who now beyond the western seas have passed away. The world was fair in Durin's day. A king he was on carven throne, in many pillared halls of stone, with golden roof and silver floor, and runes of power upon the door. The light of sun and star and moon, in shining lamps of crystal hewn, undimmed by cloud or shade of night, there shone forever fair and bright. Their hammer on the anvil smote, their chisel clove and graver wrote. Their forge was blade and bound was hilt, the delver mind the mason built. Their barrel pearl and opal pale, and metal wrought like fish's mail. Buckler and corselet, axe and sword, and shining spears were laid in hoard. Unwearied then were Durin's folk, beneath the mountains music woke. The harpers harped, the minstrels sang, and at the gates the trumpets rang. The world is grey, the mountains old, the forge's fire is ashen cold. No harp is rung, no hammer falls, the darkness dwells in Durin's halls. The shadow lies upon his tomb, in Moria, in cause of doom. But still the sunken stars appear in dark and windless Mirromere. There lies his crown in waters deep, till Durin wakes again from sleep.
And with that great success, it's a traveling song. This is going to remove fatigue from everyone. And you got a great success, so that's 2 points of fatigue. So everyone under your resources, there's like your endurance, your load, your hope, and your shadow. In the small diamond, it'll be your fatigue. You can all reduce that by 2. Although I don't think the ranger has any fatigue, because you don't get that. What you can do, you can gain a point of hope, Haldor, when you hear that. And in fact, the 2 dwarves will also gain a point of hope.
And this is under resources?
Yeah, under resources, you should see it's under your load.
Okay.
And then in the small diamond is your fatigue. And you can reduce that by 2. And then the 2 dwarves and Haldor, you each can restore some hope. Where do you want to hide?
I think that I will hide. Can I mark? Where's my pencil? There we go.
You click on the pencil tool, and there's
Right
one
around
that looks like a signature. Nice. So I can move your token over there. So yeah, you're all welcome to move yourselves where you would want to hide.
Doesn't look like there's many places to hide. Guess I'll huddle over here.
You said each of these mounds is like
Quite large. Yeah,
20
you can
tall.
see the size of the gibbet. So probably 3 men high, probably 15 to 20 feet high, each of these mounds, and maybe 30 to 40 feet wide. Like they're big, giant piles of stones piled up. So easily you could stand behind one and still be in cover, or you can try and secrete yourself into the rocks. If you want to do that, that would be a roll, and it would be a stealth roll.
I'll give anything a try.
What's the worst that could happen?
Here I am.
Yeah, everyone's hidden, but Link left his torch lit, so this is great.
Right over here.
How about Fatimer? Do you want to try and hide? You definitely don't want to take a wound, and
Yeah.
a troll is a fierce foe.
Yeah.
If indeed you end up facing a troll.
Nice.
Wow, extraordinary success. Yeah, you hide very, very well, and it comes easy for hobbits. How do you hide yourself in there?
I think I would get behind the mound and maybe like burrow in there?
So there's some of the boulders are as big as you, and there's a few gaps here and there, and there's some weeds and other short grasses growing up there, and maybe you kind of wedge yourself in some boulders and pull out a few weeds and stick them on your shoulders, and maybe rub a little dirt on your face so you're not reflecting moonlight or anything off your face. You're incredibly well hidden with that result. What about our dwarves? Would you hide in these mounds? These could be the burial sites of your kin, or these could be the burial sites of the dwarves that fell here. You're not sure. It's been lost to time.
Vidar's not one for stealth in the first place. He doesn't. I don't think I could if I tried.
What about Frór?
I don't know that so much Frór's going to hide in the rocks, but he will pull his cloak over him and try and maybe hide amongst some brush or just anything that makes it hard to see him in the dark.
Yeah, give me a stealth roll. And do you have a cloak? Is it for stealth or is it for travel or anything?
Yes, I have I believe it gives me a bonus to stealth, my cloak.
So that will just add a 1 die to it.
All right.
Oh, close. Missed it by 2. You feel like you're pretty well hidden. What about Haldor? Are you going to attempt to hide, or do you feel confident behind this large mound of rocks?
I think I'll stay behind it, agile enough to move if need be.
Okay. As the sun sets, there's a chill that seems to rise up from the ground, and it's almost a disturbing cold in this spot. And you do know that this is a site of much death and battle, and here near these graves it seems like the air is colder, and even as the sun begins to drift down behind the mountains, you can already see your breath fogging as you breathe in these stones. And let me have Fatimer give me a scan roll as you are paying close attention to everything around you.
I will spend a point of hope.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, Gandalf rune. And a great success. Perfect. So you're listening, you're watching. The others are kind of gripping weapons, and they're looking, do we need to come around to the other side? Are they going to come from the road? Where are they going to come from? But Fatimer, you're the first to see the movement. And it is up there at the door. You see, you hear, it's almost like the faint tumble of a few pebbles. And then you see that great stone begin to slowly roll in a clockwise fashion. And as you see a huge hand with fat, plump fingers, looks like 3 fingers and a thumb, as this great gray hand begins to push that stone aside. And as you watch, this massive troll emerges along with an orc. And this orc is wearing armor, carrying a scimitar and a spear. And as they come out, you are the first to hear the whispers. And the orc says, "Good, let's go get some meat. It's been many long days since we've been out. That crow says there should be meat out here." What do you do, Fatimer? Do you sound the alarm?
Oh, I don't think so.
It sounds like you are not as hidden as maybe you think.
And does it seem like they're gonna walk
Well,
towards the mound or around them?
Probably down that little gap towards the mounds, down that little path.
So we would probably be spotted then.
It's possible.
For those of us that are not hidden.
It's very
as well.
possible.
Is there someone that I could like make eye contact with if I
Probably
poke my head out?
Haldor. It's probably the one that you could just look over and see. Otherwise, you may have to kind of move around the side of the mound to get Frór or Vidar or even Link to see you. Maybe you could get Link to see you, but Haldor, you can just look straight across and you can see him over there.
Okay, I'm gonna try to make eye contact with Haldor and like motion with my head towards the troll.
Okay, give me a riddle roll to see how well you make this, and then Haldor, give me an insight roll, but it will be modified by how well Fatimer does this roll.
I'm gonna use hope.
Okay. Nice. So with one success, you'll get one bonus die on your insight roll, Haldor.
Alrighty, and then the bracelets of the elk have insight as a
Yeah, so that'll
stat
give
on
you
that?
a +2 bonus just off the gate. If you use a point of hope yourself, you can get a magical success. The problem with a magical success in this case is it does something, maybe a flash or you hear the distant braying of an elk or something. There's always some sort of visual or auditory or something where people around you know, oh, hey, something very peculiar just happened. So if you do a magical one, there's a chance you get spotted. But if you just use your bracelets, it's 2 dice of a bonus, plus you get 1 from Fatimer.
Perfect. So I'll just add the 3, and we will see what that gives us.
Oh,
There we
Gandalf
go.
rune. Nice. So, Fatimer, what are you trying to communicate through gestures and mime and interpretive dance?
I'm just trying to make...
Stomping around like a
No.
giant troll.
I'm just trying to make him aware that there's a troll coming towards us and an orc.
So, Haldor, you see Fatimer kind of wave his little arms above his head, and he holds up 2 chubby fingers, and he points up towards the door, and he kind of makes himself like a pufferfish, just puffs up and looks kind of big and lumbers around, and then he gets down, not quite on his hands and knees, but kind of crouched, swinging like he's swinging a sword around, and then he looks at you and points at you. And you get the sense he's saying there's 2 foes, one big one and one little one.
Can I see them where I'm at this point?
Yeah, from here you can take a peek, and that'll be a scan roll.
Let's do. I acknowledge what Fatimer is saying with a nod and give a quick scan. Yikes. Alright.
Yeah, as you peek around, your view is kind of blocked by the mound that Link is behind and the gibbet. You can see that the stone has been moved, but you can't quite see the enemy, not until they get down lower.
Is it possible, could I maybe stealth check to go from my mound to Link's to try to get a closer look?
Absolutely, but if you mess this up, you will be seen. Especially if you get an Eye of Sauron, you'll for sure be seen. Otherwise, I'm going to... we'll see how well you roll.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead. And I think we'll spend a hope point on this one. Using my... or invoking my distinctive feature of subtlety.
Perfect. That'll
May I
make
be
you
inspired on this one?
Yep.
I stealthily and subtly try to make my way over to Link's mound.
Great success. The downside is it makes you miserable. Your hope has now dropped to the level of your shadow. So let me make you miserable.
Quietly relay the information to Link. And I suppose I'll quietly ask you, Link, if you think it is worth it to try to fire an opening volley here, or maybe throw some arrows away from us to make them look, so we can kind of get the jump on these guys. If you'd like to do something like that with me.
This fight seems unavoidable. I think we should just volley.
Can the dwarves see us where we are currently?
Vidar, give me a scan with a bonus die, and Frór, just give me a straight scan roll. Nice. Yeah, Vidar, you for sure see. And, yep, so does Frór.
I think I'm gonna similarly kind of motion, get your bows ready, or whatever your ranged weapon is, and let's try to hit this guy all at once.
Alright, let me drag us into a combat.
And we're going to focus on the troll first, right?
Easy target. I hope.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Let's see. Get you guys up in here. What do we got? Let me end the encounter. Got something going on with the combat tracker. Let's do that again. It put some of you in there twice. There we go. Haldor. Nice. And Link. Okay, there we go. So we will start with our opening volley. So, Vidar, you are up first. Seeing this filth come out of Moria is almost more than your dwarven heart can bear. Do you have a ranged weapon?
Yes, he's got a spear he can hurl.
Perfect. And you're throwing it at the troll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ideally and easy. Just big, hard to miss. Ooh, not good at throwing things, though. It's the thought that counts.
The spear sails wide. Link, you're up next.
Okay.
Great success. Excellent.
Mighty bow.
So that's going to be a piercing blow. So it needs to make a protection roll. And let's see. This guy has that hideous toughness. So it can... No, so he can't negate a piercing blow. So yeah, perfect. Alright, so let me give him a protection roll. He is protected. However, he takes the damage. Nice. Okay, and then up next is Haldor. Let's get some battle music going.
We lock back and throw an arrow, and we miss.
And Frór. And Fatimer. Ooh, almost a Gandalf rune. That was close, Fatimer. Missed it by 2. Let's go to close combat. So you can choose your stances now. And so you can right-click on your token, and there's the forward stance, open stance, defensive stance. We're going to need to have at least 2 people in a close combat stance before we can get someone to take a rearward stance. Do you want to do it on this screen, or do you want me to move it to the combat screen that kind of gives you all the combat hints? What would be better?
I like this screen.
Is this one okay? Okay.
Yeah.
So, perfect. So, Vidar, you're up first.
Alrighty, well, it looks like we're just gonna hurl ourselves at that troll.
As you charge up, the troll
Oh,
comes
really?
charging down.
Alright, I can make that a heavy blow at least.
Yeah. 15 damage. Yeesh. Excellent blow. Haldor, you're up next.
All right, with a bit of a shout, I come from out of hiding, throw in a hope point here, and swing in 2 hands with the sword.
Nice.
Nice.
5 damage. He should start bleeding here in a second. Frór, you're up. And I'll move, Haldor up. Perfect. And Frór gets a failure. Link, and then Fatimer. Oh, shoot. Fatimer. No. Gorlock the Door Warden. Gorlock will hurl a spear, and this is going to be thrown, let's see, I'll do a 3-sided die. 1 is Haldor, 2 is Vidar, and 3 is Frór. Frór, it comes in at you. There we go. And he has a hatred of the dwarves, so this attack roll will be favored. And he is a denizen of the dark, so it's favored in darkness anyway. So let's do that. So it should be favored. Oof. Wow, your armor is incredible. He needed to beat a 21. Let's go to, let's see, what's his? Alright, his might is 1. Now the troll, and the troll gets 2 attacks. And I'll do the same thing, the 3-sided die. First attack is on Haldor. And the second attack is on Haldor. Oof. Okay, double attacks in at the ranger. Now the troll, he has, let's see, horrible strength. Oh, perfect. Okay. He's going to come in with a club. Okay, and he hits you for 6 damage. And then he comes in again with the club. Smashing and crushing and misses. We go to the next round. Anyone can change stances if they like. Vidar, you're up first.
Alrighty, he will keep hewing.
Continue to hew with Dror's Judgment with your magical axe. Nice. 8 damage. And Haldor, your turn.
Is the troll close enough to this mound that I could try to either battle or athletics check myself, sort of running up the mound and leaping a little bit higher to try to hit him in his head with a blow?
Yeah, give me an athletics roll. That is awesome flavor.
And I slip and fall.
Well, it wasn't like a fumble. You didn't get an Eye of Sauron, but as you scramble up, it's actually going to give you instead of a +1 dice to your attack for a great move, it's actually going to penalize you by 1 dice as you attack. You can still attack, just take 1 dice off of that, and it may already have 1 off because of your stance, so you'll take another 1 off.
So I am in forward already, so when I do this, I have +1. I should change that to -1.
Or change it to 0.
Okay. And we go in for a slash, not quite at his head, maybe across his chest.
Oh, man.
And we miss it.
The 2 1s killed you. You missed it by 2, and it was those 1s. Frór, you're up. No. Link with your bow.
With my bow.
Now, recall, before you attack, we do have 6 fellowship points. These can be used when we take a rest to regain some hope, or you can use them, if everyone agrees, in combat to make your roll favored.
I'm going to use the hope point.
Okay.
Still shat the bed.
Oh, not quite gonna do it. All right, we've got Fatimer. You are up next.
I want to prepare shot.
Okay.
I don't remember the roll. I need to make sure that.
So I think it's a scan. Let me
Okay.
just double check real quick. Prepare shot, scan, and if you succeed, you get 1d bonus on your next attack, plus an additional 1d for every 6 that you roll.
All right.
Oh, well, you got an
nice.
auto success. So you'll get an additional die on your next attack.
Awesome.
Just remember that, because I will probably forget. Gorlock the Door Warden. He is going to charge into battle. He's going to engage with, not that far, with Frór. It may be a fool's hope, but he's going to do it. He has a hatred of the dwarves. He's a denizen of the dark. Ooh, let's see. He got an 8.
A lot of dice.
He can make that. Oh, man. Okay. 8 damage to Frór. Plus, Frór, you need to make a protection roll. You are protected. You've got excellent armor. But you'll still take the damage. Do you want me to apply that to you, or do you want to give yourself the 8 damage?
I don't remember how, so if you want to do that.
I'll do it. So it just comes out of your endurance. I think this will make you weary as well. Yes, so you are now weary. And then the Stone Troll Robber. I'm gonna do 1 attack on Haldor and 1 attack on Vidar. So on Haldor, as he comes in with the club. Extraordinary success. That's going to be a double heavy blow. Oh my gosh. Haldor, that's 22 points of damage. Now you can take a knockback. A knockback is where you take half damage and it pushes you kind of away from the enemy, but then it takes your whole next turn to recover your ground. Otherwise, you will be unconscious.
Yeah, I think I'll take the knockback on that one.
Yeah, so let's take 11, and I can give that to you as well. I think that will likely... Let's see, that's going to put you at 9. That should make you weary. And then you'll just lose your next turn. And then this next attack comes in on Vidar. Oof. And that will be a, let's see, he got a 10, so that's already going to be a piercing blow. We'll do a heavy blow. All right, so Vidar, you need to make that protection roll. You are protected, but you will take damage. This will also make you weary. Do you want to do a knockback as well? Instead of taking 14 damage, you can take 7?
No.
Okay. Yeesh, that was a rough round. Do you want to change stances, anyone, as we go to the round 3?
Does my stance matter?
Oh, you're probably in an open stance this turn, just for the sakes of if you get attacked. So yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Vidar, you're up next. Excellent. Wow. 15 damage. It's not enough to drop him, but he feels that. Where do you strike that blow?
Well, Vidar is just a dwarf, so I imagine he's just kind of hewing at its like Achilles, probably.
Nice. It's like chopping the trunk of a tree as you hack into him, and he jumps up and howls, clutching at the back of his leg. Haldor, you recover your ground on your turn. Unless you want to flee, you could also flee. Otherwise, Frór, it's your turn. You've got Gorlock or
I
the Troll.
forgot. I was hoping to change my stance. Can I still do that?
Yeah, go ahead and change it. Then go ahead, Frór, you're up. Are you attacking the Troll or Gorlock the Door Warden?
The troll for now.
Okay.
Can I give Frór a point of hope? Because he's my fellowship focus?
Yep. So that actually gives you, that makes you inspired, Frór.
And then I will also spend a point of hope.
Okay. So do spend a hope, help from a buddy, plus inspired.
And fellowship focus adds 1, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The weariness did not make it awful, but you still managed to hit him for 12 damage. Okay, that takes him to 0. He has hideous toughness. So when an attack inflicts damage to the creature that would cause it to go to 0, it causes a piercing blow instead. If it's still alive, its endurance score is set back at half of its maximum rating. So he's going to go back to 30 points of endurance because this won't kill him. But then he gets a protection roll. And what is your axe's injury rating? Henrik, do you know?
It looks like it's an 18.
Okay, so he needs to beat an 18. Oh, looks like I can change it right there. Perfect. And he does not, so he takes a wound. Nice. One more of those, and he will be down. Link, you're up. And then Fatimer, don't forget to add your bonus die. Nice. It won't be a piercing blow, but you can do a lot of damage. Nice. That took him down from 30 to 20. Now, Fatimer, your turn. Oh, Fatimer.
Nice.
So that's going to be a piercing blow. So make it like a heavy blow as well. You might finish him off here if he doesn't make his protection roll. He is protected, but he still takes the 8 damage. Nice. So now he's down to 12 hit points. Gorlock, the door warden, he is going to go after Frór again. And he lays in with his scimitar. And his hatred of the dwarves. And denizen of the dark. Alright, that is... Let's see, he got a 9. He can make that a piercing blow. Alright, so that you need to make that protection roll. Frór, you are wounded. Alright, so let's make your injury roll. Oh, man. Okay, severe injury. It'll last 10 days. Let me apply all this stuff. That hurt. And now the stone troll. 1 attack on Haldor and 1 attack on Vidar. We'll do Haldor first. That's going to hit Haldor for 6 damage. You can get a knockback again and only take 3.
We'll take the 6.
Okay, let me apply that. You are down to 3 points of endurance. And now a hit on Vidar. Or a potential hit on Vidar. Oh, Vidar, you need to make a protection roll. You are protected. Do you want to take a knockback and take 3 damage, or do you want to take 6?
I'll just take 6.
Okay, let me apply that. Alright. Oof. This is going to come down to who can stay on their feet last. Alright, does anyone want to change stances?
I think Haldor is getting a little angry over here. He's jumping back into forward.
Perfect. Vidar, you're up first. Ooh. Vidar.
Ooh. Nice. Thanks, Gandalf.
This could be it. No, he's protected. Okay.
He does roll like a million die, so...
I know. But he does take some damage. He is... Man, he's down to 4. So he can spend that hate again, but it could injure him into oblivion. Haldor, you're up.
Comes in swinging, trying to take this thing down.
Oh, Eye of Sauron. Because you are miserable, it's an automatic failure. Frór. Oh, there we go. Oh, because of the weary. Oh, no, you actually needed 1 more beyond that. All right, Link, you're up.
Yeah, I'm going to keep going with Point of Hope.
is a failure. You are now miserable. Let me mark that on your character sheet. Let's see. Let's do it. Miserable. Fatimer.
Can I prepare shot again?
You can. Give me a scan roll.
Oh man.
No. Gorlock. Gorlock is going to go after Frór with a scimitar. This time he says, "I'll take your head!" And he swoops high. Try to get above your defensive position. And the Gandalf rune does not help him. Excellent. The Troll. This will be one on Haldor and one on Vidar. Coming in on Haldor. Ooh, shoot. It's going to be a heavy blow. Okay. Well, it's going to be 14 damage. A knockback is still going to be 7. Either way, you're going to hit 0. And you will be unconscious. So, Haldor, you're not wounded, but you drop. It says dead. You're just out of combat. You're not dead. Let's see. Then the next attack comes in on Vidar. Oh, an Eye of Sauron is an automatic piercing blow. Okay, before you roll your protection roll. Damn. Do you want to take a knockback? You'll take 7. You have 8 points right now. Otherwise, you'll be knocked unconscious.
Realistically, though, if I don't, I'll just have 1 and then get hit before I can do
Right,
anything.
before
Once
you
I
can
get
get
back
back.
in, so either way, it's the same.
Okay, the troll is going to spend a point of hate. He's going to do horrible strength. So if he scores a piercing blow, he can spend 1 hate to make your protection roll ill-favored. And he's going to do it. He should be at 6 hate. So your protection roll, when you go to roll it, I think it pulls up a screen and there's like a spot where you can do favored or ill-favored. You'll make that ill-favored.
Seeing where the favorite thing is.
It might not do it, in which case I'll just have you roll a
Do I just add a
12-sided
pen?
die as well.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I don't see anything about that on here.
Okay, just go ahead and do the protection roll. Well, it doesn't matter, you're wounded. Oof, ooh, okay. So you'll take the worst, which is going to be the Eye of Sauron. So 8 days. Is that your wound?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me apply all these. So you are unconscious and you're wounded. Frór. No, let's see. Frór, Link, and Fatimer. Do you guys want to change stances or flee? Or what do you want to do? All right, Frór, you're up.
Well, I suppose I'll start spending hope.
If you could hit the troll, he's only got 4 hit points left. It'll cause him to take a piercing blow, and if he fails, then he'll die.
So can I become inspired from my Stern or Wary ability? Would either of those apply here?
Stern for sure. Now, let's see. Link, when Haldor fell, you take a point of shadow. Let me give you a shadow point. Where is that? And when Haldor, you were already down when Vidar fell, so you don't take that that shadow point.
I fortunately was not conscious to witness it.
You didn't see it. So Yeah, so if you want to spend a point of hope, and you can be inspired on that. You can also spend a point from the fellowship and make it a favored roll.
How do I do that?
So I will deduct a point from the fellowship for the day, and this resets every session. And now when you roll, you can make it favored when you click on it. I think you click on like the little 12-sided die, and it'll say that it's favored.
Yes, it appears to have done that.
Okay.
All right, well, I will chant out Baruch Kazad, Kazad Amenu, as I prepare to sweep the legs of this great troll.
Okay. So you hit him for 12. That's going to drop him to 0. He's going to spend a point of hate. Put him at 5. That'll put him at 30. But then he has to make a protection roll. What is... You said it's 18 for your axe?
My axe is an injury of 18, yes.
Okay, so let me give him an armor roll. 18. If he fails this, the troll is dead. The troll succeeds. He got a 22. So it dropped his hate down lower, but that did not cause him to fall. Link, you're up.
Okay.
Nice. 4 damage. And then Fatimer. Fatimer, make it a piercing blow. So he'll take 3 damage. If he fails this... Nope, he's protected. But he'll still take the damage. That's how you're going to have to beat him, is get those piercing blows. The door warden is going to come in at Frór. With scimitar. And that is a miss. The troll is going to... He's going to come in at Frór with double attacks. That is a miss. Oh, that should have been favored because he hates dwarves. Let me make that one. Let me roll another 12-sided die for that first attack because it should have been favored. Oh, 12's a Gandalf rune. That's an automatic failure for him. So, or sorry, counts as a 0 for him. So both of them miss. We go back to the next round. Frór or Link or Fatimer, do you want to change your stances? Otherwise, Frór, you are up.
No, you'll find there's one dwarf still yet in Moria still yet draws breath.
Outside of Moria?
Yes, outside of Moria, but near the door.
In the same zip code. You spending any hope on this?
Yeah, I might as well.
Oh, here we go. All right, has to make a protection roll. Oh, he's protected, but he still takes the damage. Man, he's getting lucky. He's down to 18 hit points. Link, you're up. And then Fatimer. Oh, that one. Don't make it a piercing blow, but make them heavy blows. 16. He was sitting at 18, so he's down to 2 hit points. Fatimer, you're up.
Steal that kill.
Nope.
No.
Not that way. The door warden goes after Frór. Is this going to be a TPK? He should be favored. Terrible rolls. The troll will go after Frór as well. And the second attack, are you going to stand your ground here, Frór? That will be epic. As your allies lie bleeding at your feet. Well, that one's going to miss as well. Wow. Clangs off of your... You have a shield. It's a magical shield, right?
Yes, the Shield of Smog clangs off the dragon scales.
Clangs off the dragon scales. And we go to round 7. Now, anyone want to change stances? Otherwise, Frór, you are up.
Yes, I'm going to go in.
Okay, go ahead and... You want to do forward stance, open stance, or defensive stance?
Forward.
Okay, perfect. Then, Link, you'll actually go first.
Okay. I'm going in with a war cry. With my spear. And going to spend some more hope.
Do you want to spend a fellowship point to make it favored? Oh, you missed it by 1. Frór, you're up. Oops, I skipped Frór. There we go. Frór, you're up.
Can I give Frór another point of hope?
Yes. So you can spend a point of hope, Fatimer, so that will be help from your fellowship, Frór.
I will spend another fellowship point. This seems important enough.
Okay, so make your roll favored, and I'll drop that down to 4. There we go. Nice.
Great googly moogly.
Okay. Can he... Oh, okay. How do you drop the troll?
Yes, I'm chanting that dwarven cry, and I sweep his leg out, and then I leap up on top of him and bring my axe down on his head and split it like I was splitting a log.
Nice. So it was as Link charged up with his spear, the troll whirled around, lowering his defenses long enough for you to cleave his skull like rending a boulder with a pickaxe. Fatimer, Gorlock the door warden still stands. Ooh, Fatimer, that's close.
Not quite enough,
That
though.
one had been a little better. Gorlock is going after Frór as Frór's frantically trying to pull the scimitar from the head of that troll. He sweeps in, or sorry, pull your axe from the head of the troll. He sweeps in with his scimitar. And that's going to be a piercing blow. Okay, so do you want to be knocked back and take 4 damage, or do you want to take the 8? Oh, and you're wounded. Now, you were already wounded, right?
Yes, I'll take the knockback.
Okay, you'll take, well, you're dying now. You'll take 4 damage. So let me apply the wound. So now you are dying. You need first aid within... you took the knockback. So you're at 14 endurance. Wait, were you already wounded?
Yes, this is the second time
your
I've
second
taken a
wound.
wound.
Okay. Then so you're dying, technically. Let me fix this. I'm going to add 8 points on there. So you should be at 14. Okay. Make that injury roll. That it shows on the chat screen.
I cannot click it.
Okay, I got it. Oh, okay. So that's the best possible outcome is to get a Gandalf rune. I think it means that you're not actually dying. But I think that's only if it's... Let's see. I got it here. Where is that? Okay, let's see. If you so it's a moderate injury. The blow received was violent enough to expose you to the risk of worse consequences. Oh, if injured again, but no lasting damage. At the end of the combat, you can remove that second wounded box. So you do drop. You are dying because you were wounded twice, but you won't have any lasting days of injury from this wound. But you are down and dying. So you need first aid, or you will die within an hour. The other two will rise up shortly before you die. All right. Link and Fatimer. It falls to you.
All right. I'm coming in with my spear. I'm not going to die with a single point of hope. God.
Oh.
Oh, well.
All right, Fatimer. You sticking with the bow? I think
Yeah.
that's your best chance.
Yeah, and I'm gonna use hope.
Oh. Gorlock climbs over the body of the fallen troll and lays into Link. With scimitar. You are not a dwarf, so he does not get a favored roll, but he still gets a heavy blow. Now, you've not taken any endurance. You can take the 8 damage, or you can take 4 and be knocked back. Do you have a preference?
I'll take the 8
Okay.
so I can stay where I'm at.
That makes you weary, but you're still in the fight. Link, you're up.
Okay. Once more into the breach. Hookah-cha!
Darn it. You did it. You can't make it a piercing blow, but that is a hellacious blow. 16 damage. Man, he's down to 4 hit points. Fatimer, can you end the battle?
I hope so.
Not with that
No.
roll. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
that is terrible.
That's
Oh my
almost the
God.
worst possible roll you could get. Your arrow just sails wide. Maybe it hits one of the crows that are beginning to circle over, sensing the battle. Gorlock will try and remove Link's head from his shoulders with a fell sweep. Oh, that is a heavy blow. That's going to be 8 damage. Do you want to take that hit, or do you want to take 4 and be knocked back and lose your next turn?
I'll take 4. And, yeah. Oof.
Oh, whoops. Let's see. I actually gave you 8. Let me give you back some endurance. I'll give you back 4 endurance. So you'll be knocked back, so your next turn you will just be recovering your position.
So I can't attack next round?
Right. There we are. Alright, so you will recover your position. Fatimer, you can attack, however.
Okay.
And I'm going to put you in an open stance as you're recovering.
Oh.
Fatimer, and you are miserable. Let me make you miserable. As if we're all not miserable enough. Fatimer, you are down to 1 point of hope. All right, Gorlock is going after Link.
I've never been a part of a TPK before.
It might be here. It's another heavy blow. Do you want to take 8 or take 4 and be knocked back again? You're at 13 hit points.
I'll take the 8.
Okay. All right. Link, do you want to be in forward stance? Get
Yes.
bonus die? Okay, let me switch you over. Make your attack. He's only got a couple of hit points left. 4 points left.
All hope.
Link, how do you end the battle?
Just upward thrust right under the rib cage and out his back.
Gorlock grabs at you, his hot, foul breath and spittle flying in your face as he curses you in the black tongue of the orcs. And then he expires, and you dip your blade low, and he slides off to the ground as blood begins to pool around him. Speaking of blood pooling around them, we have poor Frór has multiple wounds. He needs first aid within the next hour. The other 2 that are down will recover gradually. It will just take a little bit of time. It's roughly an hour. You come back up with, I think it's 1 point of endurance. But either Link or Fatimer, you can attempt a healing roll on Frór, but let me tell you how this goes, because if you fail, it's not so good. So, dying heroes must receive a successful healing roll within 1 hour. If the roll's a success, their life has been saved, and they come back to their senses in about 1 hour at 1 endurance. And then you'll add 10 days to the time required for their injury to mend, minus the days removed by the healing roll. Finally, their injury leaves a permanent mark, a scar, a limp, a missing finger, so Frór will need that. However, each hero may be administered a successful first aid roll only once. A failed roll cannot be repeated until at least a day has passed. Now, I believe that that's a failed roll by one individual. So I think, like, if Fatimer failed, that doesn't mean Link still couldn't try. But if the 2 of you fail, our healer, Haldor, is going to return to his senses about a minute before Frór expires. So do one of you want
I think that a failed heal attempt, it says that you don't know that it failed until
yep, correct. So you would
later,
think that you healed him. Yeah.
Well, I have no points in healing. So, and working in hospice, I will hold his hand and make him comfortable and give him permission to go. But I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I'll give it a shot.
It's like, hey, you pulled through. What do you know? Here's your stuff back.
Get him some morphine.
You guys do know that Haldor has stuff in his pouch. He's got this king's foil. You've seen him use it. Yeah, you can grab that. That will give you 1 extra die on your roll. That 10 almost did it there, Link. You were so close. A Gandalf Root would have been fantastic. You were only 5 away. You hit 2/3 of the goal. Okay, Fatimer. Tell me how you heal Frór. In fact, Fatimer, you take a point of shadow when he became wounded.
Yeah.
I'll add that to your character.
I go grab this king's foil out of Haldor's bag, and then I run over to Frór, and I place it on his wounds, and I just tell him how important he is to me while I do this, and how he has been a light to me in these dark times. And
in doing so, Frór, you your eyes open and you return to your senses. Let me get the dead effect off of you here.
Link is just gasping. Hobbit magic! Oh my gosh, you're blessed!
And your your second wound that you took, that's almost like it was nothing. I don't have a number of days for your first wound that you took. Do you want to roll a 12-sided die? We'll see how many days it takes for that wound to heal. Oops, /R space 1d12. Nine days. So let me put that on there. 9 days. And then normally when you're dying you would add 10 to this, but your second wound was just kind of a glancing blow. It just happened to, cause you to bleed out quite a bit. But I think where you've got a Gandalf rune, I don't think that that's going to add 10 to that roll. I'm going to go ahead and be merciful, because otherwise we're all going to die as soon as we set foot into Moria. So we'll put that at 9 days. And then Haldor, you are the next to for your eyes to open, and then Vidar does as well. And let me get that off of you. And you both return with 1 point of endurance. And let me put that on here.
I think this is the first thing Link has even killed.
I think it is. So, how does that feel for Link? This is you've probably hunted deer and hunted other things, but you've never killed someone that walks and talks and thinks like you do.
It's kind of even though I'm middle-aged, it's kind of like a coming-of-age thing. And as soon as the dwarves wake up, I'm going to say, oh, you should have seen it. I saved the party.
Fatimer, what do you say when Link says that? Did he save the party? Do you regale the party with his tales?
Definitely, I will back him up on that. I saw his amazing feat of killing that orc, so definitely, yeah.
Now, killing Gorlock the Door Warden will increase the eye awareness by 1. But the best news is that the door is open. And you would be able to make your way now into Moria, slipping past that stone that has been rolled to the side. However, you are all very badly wounded. If you want to do a short rest, you can potentially recover some wounds. The problem when you rest and recover is when you're wounded, you don't recover that much. You can do a short rest, which will, if you're not wounded, you recover a number of endurance points equal to your strength rating. If you're wounded, you don't recover anything. If you do a prolonged rest, like a night's sleep, if you're not wounded, you get all your endurance points back. If you're wounded, then you get your strength score back. So I don't know. Do you want to go into Moria in this state, or do you want to try and recover?
Recover in air quotes.
Yeah. We have 2 characters with 1 point of endurance, 1 with 5, 1 with 14, 1 with 22. We've got 1, 2, 3 that have wounds. We've got 1, 2, 3 that are miserable. We've got 1, 2, 3 that are weary. So, yeesh. Oh, there we go. Yep, there's all the bad news.
Kind of feels like let's go back to Rivendell and try again next month.
Tell Ballin, hey, there's no way in. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, there was a troll at the door. What's going to be in there? It's not worth it.
Well, Frór, for one, at least wishes to step foot inside, if not just to enter the halls, and then we may leave and rest and recover.
And you also know, I mean, day and night in the halls, it may be difficult to tell, but there are windows high up that may let in beams of light here and there. And you know that you are best suited to the daytime, whereas the things likely inside Moria are more suited to the night. And so sleeping the night and going in the day is probably a better idea. But do Frór and Vidar go through that gate and set foot into the halls?
I mean, Vidar has like 1 health. Can he even walk?
You can walk, but it's very, very slow.
But of course we should let the bravest of us enter first. Fatimer, perhaps you should be the first to step foot in these sacred halls.
Alright.
Just to look upon them, and Frór will be right behind Fatimer.
Okay, let me get a map ready. Bring you to this map. You'll hopefully just see the door, and then the rest is dark.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So instead of a door, that would be a boulder. So in the Moria book, you have some choices. Like, is this gate blocked? Is it completely ruined? Is it wide open? I decided to have the stone and have the troll there. So instead of a door there, just picture that that's open in there. Now it is pitch black inside. And Fatimer, are you going to be the first to set foot in there?
I guess I will. If I have Frór right behind me, I think that would give me the courage I need.
Alright, sorry, just adjusting my brush here.
And Frór will offer his shoulder and say, "Captain, come, let us enter the hall, and then we can leave and rest, but just to enter it and to smell the air of Moria."
Let me just remove some of this shadow here. Okay, now you should be able to see inside just the smallest little bit. As Fatimer, are you being stealthy?
I will try to.
Okay, give me a stealth roll.
And would my feature of burglary help me?
Yes, absolutely. So if you spend a point of hope, which you have 1 left, that's where it would help you.
Okay, I'll save it then.
Nice. And then Frór and Vidar, give me a lore roll. Woo, yeesh. So the 2 dwarves, you know that King Thror entered Moria by this door, for it was open when he came to it, but orcs waited in ambush in the darkness within, and slew the king unjustly. Now, Link, you're a messenger, correct?
Yes.
Give me a lore roll as well. Okay. Yeah, you have never heard of what lies beyond this door. But when Fatimer, when you step through that gate, sliding past that boulder, even in desolation, the East Gate is a wonder of the world. What was the main entrance to the realm of Khazad-dûm is topped by a tall arch of stone, so huge that it could swallow Ancalagon the Black. The arch is made with huge stone blocks, adorned with runes composing spells of prohibition and exclusion in Khuzdul, the Dwarven speech. Other small runic inscriptions in Quenya, Sindarin, and the common speech The languages of Rohan and of Dale and Dunland spell out clear commands that all should depart who has not the leave of the Lord of Moria. Under the arch, 2 tall windows open into the rock wall, letting light inside during the day. A flight of huge and age-worn steps climbs up into the threshold proper, and just inside you see emptiness, dark halls. But there is... give me a scan roll, please, as you peer in. And do you have a source of light, or are you just relying upon your own vision? Would you dare light a torch or lantern here?
I'll go in without a light at first.
Give me a scan roll.
No.
In the dark, it's difficult to know exactly what you're looking at. But the first thing you notice is there are no sounds. It is like a tomb. It's quiet, it's still, it's dark. But at your feet, there is no dust. There is no grime. This path has been well trod. You are not the first to set foot through this gate. Clearly you know that Gorlock and his troll have been through here, but it looks as though many have come and gone through this gate, likely in recent history. So you know this is a much trafficked place. Do you go back and tell the dwarves the coast is clear, or do you want to explore a little more?
I think I'll walk in a few more steps and like stick close to the wall. Yeah.
Go ahead and I'll move you in. Show me kind of where you go.
I'll go like towards this wall and move up a little bit in the hall.
Let me remove a little bit more of that fog. You see before you a great portcullis. This is a second layer of defense, a mighty portcullis of steel that could be dropped down to seal this main corridor. Give me a crafting roll. Oh, I thought that was going to be a Gandalf
So
rune.
did I.
It looks like this has not been used in quite some time, but you don't know if it's functional or not. You think the dwarves could probably tell you that with a certainty.
Okay. If I look past it a little bit, is it still empty in here?
Give me another scan roll.
Yikes.
It seems empty. There's no sounds, there's no lights. You don't hear breathing, you don't hear talking. It seems very, very still. Which almost surprises you, given the fact that there's no dust, there's no footprints on the floor, because this has been so well trafficked.
Okay then. I'll go back and tell everyone that the coast looks clear to me.
Do you think it might be a safe place to camp and rest?
I mean, it seems very eerily empty, so it could be some kind of trap or setup, so I wouldn't recommend it, but I mean, there's no one here.
As Fatimer comes out with that information, at first you're all relieved to see that Fatimer survived those first few steps into the dark. But then, Vidar and Frór, you actually feel a little sense of shame. that you sent a hobbit to do what a dwarf should have done. And Vidar and Frór, give me a valor test or you'll take a point of shadow. Yeah, you'll each take a point of shadow. And I can put that on your character if you can't figure out Frór is weary. I will make Frór weary. And why don't we take a quick break here, and when we get back we will decide, do we press in or do we retreat and camp for a moment. So let's come back in about 8 minutes and we will set foot as a party into Moria.
sword. I'm headed to the mountains to rescue the princess from the evil goblin. I ignore all the signs of impending danger because I'm a fighter and not some crappy ranger. 47 hit points and a high dexterity, 17 for strength. Kobolds are afraid of me, crafted from numbers on living paper. I skip from the mundane to a medieval caper. While in real life, my fate is unspoken. Hero roll of the dice, and my fate is unspoken. I locate the lair, but it doesn't make much sense to me. I think that the DM might be out to get me. A hero in armor and truth, bards tell my legacy. The flame of my torch illuminates the enemy. I win in a battle, you win foes asunder. Deeper I venture, the deeper I wonder. The bodies pile up before me, the corpses I plunder. The deeper I venture, the deeper I wonder. Crafted from numbers on living paper. I skip from the mundane to a medieval caper. And while in real life, charged through the open gate. The flame of the dragon tried to seal my awful fate with a handful of dice. 5 times I rolled 20. The dragon goes down. The DM bloody. I leave with the princess. A satchel chock full of gold. We head to the tavern where my mighty tale unfolds. Crafted from numbers on living paper. I skip from the mundane to a naval caper. While in real life, my fate is unspoken. Hero roll of the dice and my fate is unspoken. The king honored me with a mighty crossbow. It's blessed by the elves, he said. I thank him and I go. The life of a hero, struggling to stay alive. It's worth all the hardship though, 'cause now I'm a level 5. Level 5.
All right, I am back. Haldor and Luke, are you both here?
Yep. Hello.
Hello.
I am.
Excellent. And once we've got Henrik, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, and Craig, are you with us? Oh, we'll give Craig a moment.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, there you are. He's off writing in his journal that the party was nearly slain to a man. Let's get back at it. So it is probably like 9 p.m. The door is open. Fatimer has gone in and come out alive and unharmed and said it seems awfully quiet in there. And I don't see or hear or smell anything. We're all very badly wounded. We've got about an hour left in the session. What do we want to do? Our job was not only to get into Moria, but to return with something that would show Balin, hey, we can do this. If we just leave and go back to Rivendell, and we could tell him, hey, we got into Moria, the job's not done, but he might be satisfied. But it's also a good chance if we're gone for a season, they may just come and get another troll and roll that stone right back over the door. And maybe not wander out quite so unprotected in future. So we have an opportunity. What do we do? We probably don't want to get in battle, that's for sure.
Yes, Fatimer. These halls are very sacred to the dwarves. This is a rare opportunity to look upon them, but I think that now that I've seen them and seen their glory, that we should rest.
I agree, Frór. I have a very bad feeling about this place.
Stuck your head in. Yep, that's Moria. Let's go, kids. Grab everybody and head out. What about our other dwarf, Vidar? How do you feel?
Yeah, he would have preferred to just rest. He's 1 health.
Yeah, 1 health. Well, where do you all choose to rest?
Does the right inside this door, seem like a safe place enough for a short rest, or are we looking to do a longer rest?
Do you want to...
Rest does nothing if you're wounded, right?
Yeah, so a short rest, you'll recover nothing. You'll need a prolonged rest, and then you'll just recover your heart score, or your strength score in endurance points, and then it'll take a day off of your timing for your injury. And I think we probably, if we want to get all the wounds off, it's going to take like a week and a half of resting. And you could do that. You could go out and make a camp, by the Mirror or in here, and hope you are unmolested. Maybe you camp outside and keep an eye on and see, hey, do orcs come and go from here regularly, or do they bring out another troll? What do they do? It's kind of up to you guys. Maybe our ranger could even go in and do a roll to see if you think there's been recent passage inside there.
Yeah, would that be a kind of hunting style?
Yep, I think hunting would fit that perfectly.
We'll go ahead and do that. I don't think that I have the hope to spare at the moment to add to it, but we'll go ahead and my bracers, do they give me an additional die without spending hope?
So it'll give you 2 dice even if you don't spend hope.
Perfect. We will go ahead and we will go in, inspect the floor, try to see what we can see.
Nice.
Ooh, even with the weary.
Even with weary, you got it by 1. So your eye is a little more keen than the Hobbit's eye when you're looking for something like that in here. And you do see here and there the telltale signs of recent habitation. You can smell the sweat of bodies is still, there's a bit of an aroma, and it's stronger by the portcullis than it is by this gate. You think that there, and it doesn't smell like the troll, it smells like a mass of sweaty bodies, probably orcs. That portcullis, as you look at it, you think that thing it looks rusted, but it may still be operational, and it would be a tragedy if you were all to be trapped by that portcullis. You scan around, you don't see any like spy holes or anything like that, but there is a gallery up here along the top of the wall that looks like perhaps someone could be up there and firing arrows or hurling spears or dropping stones down on anyone in this. And you know that the dwarves would have done that for good reason. So there is ever-present danger of ambush in here, and you, for the first time, you begin to feel perhaps as though there are eyes on you. Maybe you have become the hunted.
Yeah, I'll relay some of that info and let everyone know that if we are to rest, it probably should be outside of this door, not inside it. And it might do us well to either go in and quickly retrieve something that we can bring back as proof that we made it this far, or we should probably rest up and plan for a little bit more of an endeavor into the mines. But it definitely does not seem like a safe place, and we probably can expect more trouble the deeper we go into it.
What does Link say?
Link will defer to the dwarves and the ranger because they're the ones who were hurt the worst.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with the ranger. I simply wish to have the opportunity to see the halls for myself, and now that I've seen them, I do need rest before we are to encounter more foes.
If you were to encounter, a couple of orcs, that may do you in this state. A single blow would probably fell you, or would have the potential to drop you in your tracks, let alone if they have another troll. Perhaps they have a cave troll. That would be bad indeed. So where do you want to camp? Do you camp near the gate? Do you camp near the mounds where you set up your ambush? Do you camp over in those woods by Mocker Craw?
Are we close enough that we could go up to that tower that we fought in and kind of make camp there for the night?
You could, yeah. It would take you a few hours to get up the stairs, but it could be done. Do you want to go back up there? Anyone object?
That's fine.
Let's go there. This would be much safer than elsewhere. From here you can do a prolonged rest. So on your character sheet there is a spot you can rest. It's under your resources. There's a short and prolonged. And we can do a prolonged rest for everyone.
And we have no fellowship, so no hope recovery, correct?
Right, but we do have 4 points left in the pool, so we can distribute those 4 points where we might want to. And then that will reset next session to 6.
I see 0 fellowship. Am I looking at the wrong spot?
Do you have, I don't know if you have the little party bar. It probably doesn't say on your character sheets.
Yeah, I see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know why mine doesn't have it.
And did that.
Yeah, it feels like Fatimer and Link probably need the hope the most at this point.
And I don't know if that advanced a day. Let me advance a day so that your I think I got a button for that.
So I'm on my endurance. I'm right on my load. So am I still weary if it's the same number?
Yes.
All right. So one more rest then, and I won't be weary.
Do you have fatigue?
I believe so. Yeah, I have 4 fatigue.
So I thought there. Oh, here it is. So I'm going to do 1 day has passed, and that should that reduces the wounds. Did that lower your fatigue at all?
Mine did not change.
Okay. Then everyone can reduce their fatigue by 1 for a rest in a relatively safe place. Now we can spend 8 days here and get all the wounds healed up. Things may happen down in the Dimrill Dale, but that would be the best case scenario to get everyone healed. It still wouldn't count as a fellowship phase because it's a protected place, but it's not. Well, if we do a week, we could do a brief fellowship phase where you would recover your heart score in hope. Do you want to wait that long here while the weather risks worsening. Because right now we are looking a little better on endurance.
How do we clear miserable?
You need to get your hope above your shadow. And in fact, you have 0 hope. You're not only miserable, you are... what's the term? Because you're at 0. I think all of your... what is it? Oh, wait, let's see. I thought there was something... Oh. It's been a month since we played. I forgot half these rules. So if you... Oh, all of your rolls are ill-favored. That's what it is. I forget what they call it, but when your hope is at 0... Let me find that. I don't know where that is. But yeah, so you probably want to at least get a little hope up there. Did you guys split up those 4 points of hope from the fellowship pool? Or have we not done that yet? So we have 4 points if we want to divvy up that for hope. We probably for sure want to give Link at least 1, so you're not at 0.
I think we had decided that Link and Fatimer would split them.
Okay, so 2 for Link and 2 for Fatimer.
Sure.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Now, do we want to spend 8 days to get rid of those wounds, or do we go down after a shorter amount of time?
Vidar is still like less than 1 hit away from dead, so I'm voting for more rest, but whatever.
Would anyone object if we spent 8 days here resting?
That's fine. We gotta have the dwarves.
During that time, would it make sense to, periodically have stakeouts where we can kind of see the cave entrance and at least be aware of the goings on, even if we're not acting upon it?
Yeah, we'll do like a skill endeavor to pass that time. It'll be like the little montage of getting stuff ready, like on the A team or something. Let me pass some days until the wounds are gone. Okay, now everyone can do a prolonged rest. And then everyone can recover their heart score in hope. So that's 6 for Fatimer, 4 for Vidar. Frór recovers 2. Haldor recovers 6 hope. And Link, you will recover 5 hope. And so, Link, I'll fix your hope. You should have 7 because you took 2 of the fellowship. So there we go.
Okay.
Now let me see. Have we got?
That brings my hope score equal with my shadow. So am I still miserable?
Yeah, so if it's equal to your shadow, that will make you miserable. Everyone else will no longer be miserable. So let me get that off of Fatimer and Haldor. And let's do a skill endeavor as we are checking on the valley. So let's see if this will work again. Okay, this one will have plenty of time. This is going to be a laborious task. So we've got 6 opportunities and we need 6 successes. And this can be any skill that's applicable as we spend the 8 days doing this recovery. So who wants to do the first?
What are we rolling against?
So this is a skill endeavor. So basically we need to make some skill checks. We need 6 successes in 6 opportunities. This is scouting to see, is something else coming and going? Are there more orcs that we see? Did they bring in another troll and close the door? So you could use things like scan, maybe battle to see if they're setting up any sort of defensive positions. You could do maybe athletics as you scale the cliff to get a different angle on it, or things like that. Maybe insight if you go and chat with Mocker Craw. I'll let you all decide how you handle this.
Persuade.
Persuade. Who do you persuade? The orcs to flee?
I have no idea.
Could we do persuade and I could do insight and we go talk to Mocker Craw about maybe what he knows about orcs in Moria?
Yeah, so during one of those days, you can... actually, you don't have to go to Mocker Craw. One day you see him up at the top of the tower looking down.
Anyone dead yet?
Well, we just scraped by. There was a close call for most of us, though.
Yeah, that troll. We couldn't get to him fast enough. He's a big boulder now. But that orc...
And his little bird tongue kind of lashes out against his beak.
He was delicious. His liver, especially.
Well, I'm glad you could make something of him.
I made a meal of him. Trust me.
That's very good. Listen, we wanted to inquire about anything you knew about other occupants.
Other occupants?
And are you making a persuade or an insight? What kind of roll do you want to make?
I could do insight if Link wants to do persuade.
Let me have Link make the first roll. And Link, do you persuade threateningly or bribing Mocker Craw? How do you propose?
Well, Mocker Craw, it seems that you are of great character in exchanges, riddles for answers, that type of thing. You could almost say that, we fed you in your murder with that orc. So it would be great to have some information back.
Ooh, yeah, give me a persuade roll.
Oh man.
With the miserable, that's an automatic failure. He says,
The orc and troll may have just as well fed you to me. Your flattery will get you nowhere.
Now, make your insight roll, Fatimer, as Mocker Craw acts a little haughty towards Link, a little prideful. So that's 2 successes. And so you've made 2 attempts, so you got 4 left, and you've gotten 2 successes. In his mocking conversation with Link, you hear him kind of slip up, and he mentions they a few times in his conversation. Like, oh, you got 2 of them, but they'll be back. There's more. And you pick up on that little bit of conversation, like, the orc and the troll you killed are not the only defenders of the Eastern Gate.
Could I maybe ask him how many more he's seen coming and going?
He turns and looks at you and cocks his head.
Mocker Craw has seen none.
With this eye, and he turns and looks at you, and one of his eyes is cloudy, covered with cataract.
Well, Mocker Craw, we are mighty warriors, and my friends are very brave, and I'm sure if we went in, if there are more, we could bring you a much greater feast.
And Mocker Craw takes a few steps forward and he actually pecks at your belt buckle. Ah, this is the feast we want. And he looks at the others. We will trade this little one for all the information you need. Let us have him.
I'm afraid I'm not for sale.
Who wants to make the next skill roll? We need 4 more successes. We have 4 more attempts.
Could I climb to the top of the tower and use my spyglass to watch the door one night?
Yeah, that'll be a scan roll, and you get a bonus die with your spyglass.
Technically, my spyglass is for Explorer, actually.
You can do an explore roll, because you're maybe not just checking the door, but you're checking the entire Dimrill Dale from up there. I like that. Nice. So that's 3 successes, and we've got 3 attempts left. You spot on the 3rd day of your recovery, that night you spot a few orcs coming out of the gate, and they're looking at that boulder, and they must be speaking to one another, but from up here there's no way you would be able to hear that. And a few of them try and push the boulder, and it does not budge, and you see them head down along the path, and they rustle up some game, a few rabbits that are out and about, and after a time you see them take a goat from that clump of trees that was up on the cliffs, and you see that they've set iron rings in the cliff face that they can use to rappel down after making the climb up there. But they take the rope back with them before they come down. So there are more orcs. You tried to get a good head count. It looked like maybe half a dozen or more.
Well, that might prove difficult when it comes time to truly enter Moria.
Alright, we need 3 more successes, and we've got 3 more attempts. Anyone else want to make a roll?
While we're posted up here for a few days, I could do some hunting around the area to make sure the party remains well fed and taken care of.
Perfect.
While they're doing all of these things. I'll go ahead and we will do some hunting.
Oh, so there's the other 3 successes that we needed. Excellent. So this is a definitely a successful endeavor. While you are hunting, maybe Frór returns with that information of that goat hunt, and you go over there one day and take one of the goats for yourself. And when you do, you see some of the arrows that perhaps missed, or stuck in a tree or in the grass. They have the black crow feather fletchings of orcs and goblins. Some of these arrows are smaller, and you know that goblin archers are often allied with the orcs. This being the Misty Mountains, there's Goblin Town is here somewhere. And so the goblins seem to have allied with the orcs. But then you spot a little further on another set of arrows. These are red fletched. These are not the black crow feathers. These look a little different. And then you find the body of a goblin pierced by several of those arrows. And the body has been all but picked clean. It's just sinewy flesh and some dried tendons on bones, but the small helm and cheap armor there, and the size of the corpse would lead you to believe this must have been a goblin. But these are different arrows from the ones that you may have seen from that orc hunting party.
Do I have? Could I do any kind of lore check?
Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and we'll
And
spend hope and
add a bonus die as well.
let's do that. Yeah, I've got my shadow lore distinctive feature.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Become inspired.
so I'm kind of what do I know about these arrows and whatnot?
So the arrows with the red fletchings, they're different. You do recall when you first came through this area that there were some orcs that you had seen, or you had seen some armor, and it had a red, looked like an eye of the eye with flames on it on the armor, and you think this probably goes with those orcs. And with that great success, a name comes to mind, one that you probably have not thought of in forever, in years, and that is the name of Mordor. That these must be Mordor orcs here amongst the orcs of Moria. And that thought, I need you to make a valor roll to resist taking a point of shadow.
Alrighty. You said valor?
Valor. Yeah, you'll take a point of shadow as you realize that orcs from Mordor have made it all the way here, and that this is something that the Rangers of the North must know about, and it would be wise to tell Elrond as well. So it looks as though the stone has not been replaced. The way is not shut. It is open. You are all recovered as much as is possible, endurance-wise. Link, if you want to get rid of miserable, you can take a shadow scar. That will drop your shadow to 0 and then 1 scar. So you'll have a permanent point of shadow. You can remove that during Yule, but that will make you not miserable anymore. Do you want to take that shadow scar?
Sounds great.
Okay, let me adjust that on you here. And I'll make you no longer miserable. There we are.
Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, we've got maybe 20 minutes left. Do you want to head into Moria? What do you want to do?
Doesn't matter to me.
How about the
I'm
dwarves? You've
game
probably
to
been
jump
itching.
on
Do
you.
you want to go and explore all of the Eastern Gate? Go past that portcullis and see what lies beyond?
Definitely.
Or do you want to try and lure those orcs out? Or try and catch them while they're hunting? What about our dwarves? Can they bear to be this close to the land of their fathers, knowing it's in the hands of these orcs? Frór, when you saw those orcs spill out like roaches, did that not just make you want to retch?
Well, I think it would be a shame to return to Barding without at least having made an attempt to go further inside and to properly enter the halls of Moria.
Let's go back to the Eastern Gate. We don't need to have Fatimer in the lead anymore. Yeah, let's put Vidar and Frór up there. So, the day has come. that you not only take your first few steps into Moria, but you take your first few steps in what will become a greater mission that Balin, 40 years from now, will try to claim the halls for his own. But it is only with this information that you find as you enter in that he can make that journey. And Vidar and Frór, going in, the halls they're gloomy, but you can see beneath that rust the luster of what once was. And as you both come in, let me have the two of you give me a scan roll. And then Link and Haldor, give me a battle roll.
Ooh, wow.
That was a terrible roll.
Battle. Where is that found?
Is it under strength?
It's in the middle row at the bottom.
Under heart. Yeah. Oh, Gandalfrid. Okay. Here's what happens. Frór, when you go in through the eastern gates, you recall that, or you detect a strong odor, and it's of stinking orc, and it's very strong, much stronger than when you were here a week ago. And you hear a scraping sound, and this is something that most people would have just thought was a trick of their ears, but you know the stones, and you hear that scraping sound, and it's coming from just beyond the portcullis, somewhere just beyond in the darkness. Now, Link, with your battle roll, you smell an ambush if ever there was one. Your senses are just alight, like we are walking into a trap. Do you opt to bring in light, torches or lanterns, or do you go in the dark, using whatever ambient light there is?
I think torches would be best.
You figure if they already know you're here, why not improve your odds?
And they live in the darkness, so it may help us somehow.
It may hinder them.
May give us advantage on every roll.
All right. So that said, what? How do we proceed?
Are the dwarves kind of leading us through this, or
Yeah. I think Vidar's just happily going in. He doesn't even know anything's going on.
Why don't you go ahead and move
Vidar, there.
tokens
I
in?
believe there may be an ambush waiting for us. Do you wish to continue onwards, or have you seen enough?
Well, I don't. Well, ambush seems like a good place for it, but well, what choice do we have? We could leave, but it seems there's only one entrance, and they've got us there.
Well, perhaps we should meet them with a dwarven battle cry. Join me in a chant. Perhaps that will make it difficult for them and let them know that there are dwarves here again.
Aye, well said. I think Moria could use this.
The others, you hear this deep rolling bass as the two dwarves begin to hum this low-intoned battle ballad. And go ahead and move your tokens in up to as far as you want to go up to the portcullis. Your battle cry is echoing off of these halls, and with that echo it almost sounds as though an army of dwarves stands beside you as you hear your call echo off into the distance. Now, making this noise will increase the eye awareness. Do the others go in as well, or do they just let the dwarves go in alone?
Haldor follows behind with his torch.
Perfect. What about Fatimer?
Yeah, I will also follow in.
And Link?
I'll go in.
As you go in, you, with your successful battle roll, with the great success, Link, you know as an archer that top gallery would be where you would expect the first blows to fall. And as you scan up there, sure enough, you see a series of foes. 3 goblin archers and an orc with a skin drum in his hands and a drumstick, and you see them leering down at you. And do you say anything, or do you take any action before battle commences, Link?
Above!
As you cry out above, let me grab these guys. From the portcullis spring 2 orcs with a third behind them. Let me move him there. And then you can hear sounds in the dark. There are additional orcs. One second. And let me grab everybody into combat. Okay.
I assume since we are essentially being ambushed, we do not get opening volleys.
Link can take an opening volley. So Link, if you want to take an opening volley, then the 3 goblins will, and then we'll go straight into close combat.
I'm going to shoot at the John Bonham dude with the drum.
Nice, that's this guy over here.
All right. Prepare to die. Gosh.
Oh. Nope.
Thimble crack.
The goblins, one will fire down at, well, let's see, let's roll a 3d5 and see who they go. We'll go in order. So 1 is Vidar, 2 is Frór, 3 Haldor, and so on. So Vidar, Frór. So the dwarves. So 2 on Vidar, 1 on Frór. Get you on here. And with that that dwarven cry, they're actually going to be ill-favored on this roll. So that is a fail. And then the second one on Vidar, which is ill-favored. Likewise a fail, and then one on Frór. Wow. Needed a 21 and got a 20. The shots bounce off of your armor like pebbles in a windstorm. let's go into close combat. All right, you can all choose your stances. The ones up on the gallery from here, you can shoot at them with bows. You don't see any way to get up there from here unless you want to just try and scale the wall, which would be difficult, but not impossible. Haldor, you are up first.
I think given can't get up to those up top, I will charge ahead into the doorway.
Sweet.
And we will pick, I suppose, this first guy here. And we are going to swing on him. We're going in for a nice stab in between the two dwarves.
Nice. These guys should be much easier. Oh, okay. So that's already going to be a piercing blow, so you don't need to make that a piercing blow. But you can make it a heavy blow.
Yeah, we're actually going to do fend off.
Fend off. Oh, nice.
So I'll do piercing blow for the first guy, and then I'll fend off for the next attack against me, right?
Yep.
Perfect.
And fend off, if I recall, does where is it? Your parry will increase. What weapon do you have that you're using?
It's a great sword.
So you'll get a +2 on your parry with the.
Perfect. So it's 18 by default. So the next
20.
Or this round, any attacks against me are against the 20.
Yep. So let's do a protection roll. So he is protected, but he does take damage. Nice. And okay, that was a good wound. Next is Vidar.
Oh dear.
Oh man.
Huh. Oh, it must be because I'm using one-handed.
And then Frór. Oh, hang on, Frór, before you roll. Sorry, Vidar and Frór, with your battle song, your rolls will be favored. So, Vidar, roll a d12 for me.
Wow.
So a 12, that's a Gandalf rune, so that's an auto hit. So that'll be a piercing blow. Your wound of your weapon is a...
I use the one-handed, so if that makes a difference.
Yeah.
Because I assume he's got his shield out right now.
Yeah, so one-handed, your axe, the injury rating is 18. So he needs to beat an 18. There we go. Okay, so that takes him out. How do you wound and kill that orc?
Yeah, with shield raised high, I don't even think Vidar sees it, but his axe just cleaves him in the head. Just cuts him down.
Nice. Okay, and then for your result was a failure. Yes.
Yes.
Link, you're up.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Third one of the night.
The eye of Gandalf is with you. Fatimer.
I want to do prepare shot.
Okay, make a scan roll.
Oh man, that was almost a Gandalf rune.
Almost. But not quite. Alright, Goblin Archer is going to go at 3 is Haldor. So a shot in your back, Haldor, from this Goblin Archer. bow streaks down from on high. Oh dear.
Even with the extra
even
23 hits.
Yeah, even with. And that's going to be a piercing blow. So you need to make that protection roll.
Yeah.
Oh no.
There it is.
Yep. This is why we waited until we were healed before we charged in. Click on that injury roll if it'll let you on the chat bar.
Injury roll, there it is.
3 days. Alright, let me apply all this.
Poor Haldor's back just can't catch a break.
Dang. Alright, Moria Orc Guard number 1. This guy steps forward, and let me move him down just a little bit. He's going after Vidar with the scimitar.
A reasonable thing to do in this circumstance.
And he is ill-favored on this because of the song. That's a miss. The other goblin archer, let me see who he goes after. Don't be 3, don't be Haldor. Ooh, okay, so that is Frór. This is ill-favored. Because it was ill-favored, it's not an automatic piercing blow. Next is Orc Guard number 3. This one is going after Frór with the scimitar. And that is likewise a miss. Alright. Filling the gaps, another orc rushes in. Oh, come on. Get out of there. This one will go after Haldor with scimitar. Three damage. I'll apply that to you. And then the Orc Drummer. He is going to spend a point of hate and do Drums in the Deep. Instead of attacking, spend 1 hate to increase the eye awareness of the company by 3. So let me drop him to 2. 2 hate. And I'm going to add eye awareness 3 times. Ooh, almost to the hunt threshold, but I don't think we're going to get there. That's his turn. He can't do anything. He can't do anything because of the portcullis. That archer can. And that archer is going to go after who? Three is Haldor. Oh. Okay, you take damage, but it's not a wound. All right, we go.
Getting shot in the back, stabbed from the front, shot in the back.
Just a pin cushion. All right, round 2. Anyone want to change their stance? Now would be the time. Otherwise, Haldor, you're up.
I think the one that hit me last time is going to feel... I'm going to go ahead and use a point of hope here and swing on him. Let's see,
Nice.
What was that?
So you got a 9 with a. You can make that a piercing blow.
I think it's already a piercing blow.
Oh, with keen, yeah, with keen it is. So yeah, make it a heavy blow.
Honestly, with the way things are going, I'm going to do fend off again. It didn't help me last time, but it. We'll see.
Nice.
swing in, aiming to lob this one's head off, and
He is
nope.
protected, but he does take some damage. Nice. And ooh, he's almost down. Vidar, you're up next.
What is it about these guys that give me a penalty? Oh, it's defensive. Okay.
Yeah. But you are favored on your roll, you and Frór, so you can click on the little 12-sided die, and it'll say best or worst. Just make sure it's green and says best. And that'll make your roll favored.
I have no idea what die you're talking about. I don't know if I see the same thing.
So when you click on your axe, let me look at the screen. So on where it says feat die, so it says favored, ill-favored, feat die. Click on that die that has the Gandalf rune, and then it will say best or worst. If it's best, that makes it favored. Worst would be ill-favored.
It's literally there in bold text. I don't know how I missed that earlier.
Well, that part where it says favored, ill-favored, that's where you make that selection.
Earlier I said something like there's nothing like that on my screen.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's okay, because it's not toggleable until you click on it. So, okay, you can make that a piercing blow.
Can
No, you can't with an axe. Sorry,
yeah,
you can't do that now. So you can make a heavy
just whack
blow.
them real good. Yeah.
All right, that guy is down to 2 hit points. Frór, your turn. And after Frór will be Link, and then Fatimer. Frór with the Gandalf rune. Oh, okay. How do you take out Moria Orkgard number 3?
An axe blow right to the chest that pierces his armor.
Nice. He drops. Link, you're up. If you guys
Alright,
with the
he is
bows could
gonna-
hit something would be fantastic.
He is going to spit on the arrowhead.
Nice. Now he'll get an infection.
And
He'll get gingivitis.
fire.
No?
Yeah.
Gandalf root? Oh, dang it. Man. How many have you rolled? Is that 4?
Yeah.
Fatimer. Show us how it's done. Do it with your bow. Ooh, no.
Okay, no.
Wow. Try holding your bow the right way. You're shooting left-handed here. Alright. Goblin Archer. They are going after... that's Vidar. So Vidar, you've got a Goblin Archer coming in hot with a bow. Oh, shoot. Shoot. You got a 7. Okay, 3 damage, but he made it a piercing blow. You need to make your protection roll. Oh, Vidar's wounded. Make the injury roll on the chat bar, right above where it says Vidar is wounded. Or, oh, okay, this is, you are unconscious and dying. Ooh.
That was a great shot. Little goblin that could.
Wow. He like high fives the guy next to him.
Yeah, I'm not even mad. I'm just proud of him. Like, that was amazing.
The Moria Orkgard steps over your body and engages Haldor. And he will make that a piercing blow. Haldor, need to make a protection roll.
Let's see.
Oh no, Haldor's dying. No. Oh gosh. Click on the injury roll.
Oh, yeah. Let's see how bad it is.
Oh wait. What did he roll? Yeah,
I was
he rolled-
already injured with
yeah,
the
he
3.
rolled a 25. Ooh.
Yeah, you definitely
Yeah.
hit with that other one, even with the parry
Oh my gosh.
fend off.
All right. Goblin
I
Archer.
think Haldor's realizing he just wasn't meant for the caves.
No. This is coming in, so I took the other 2 out, so 2 is going to be Fatimer. So Fatimer, this one's coming at you. Fatimer, you take 6 damage from that bow. I'll apply that to you. This guy moves in and he's going after Frór. Oh my gosh. Okay, he's going to make that a piercing blow as well. Oh no, he can't. Never mind. I thought that was a 6. That was a 5. Okay, that's a miss. The drummer is going to play the drums, raise the eye awareness by 3. And it is work guard number 4. This guy comes in and targets Frór. And that's a miss. Nice. That guy, the last guy that you haven't seen, he steps in, but he is out of range, can't get through the portcullis. Alright. This shot comes in at 3 is Link. Piercing blow on Link. Give me that protection roll.
Is that just clicking on armor?
Yeah, so no, on the chat bar where it shows the attack at the bottom, it says Link needs to make a protection roll test. Just click on protection roll test and it will do it. You are protected, but you do still take the 3 damage. I'll apply that to you. Okay, we're back up at the top of the round. Anyone want to change their stance?
No.
All right, Frór, you are up.
So, can I try and pick up Vidar on my shoulder, on my back fireman carry, and then try and drag Haldor? I'm not sure how strong Frór is, but he has worked his entire life in the mines, swinging a pickaxe, so I'd imagine that does build some muscle.
To disengage from combat, there's 2 ways you can do it. So you can be in a rearward stance, you can just go. You can be in a defensive stance, which you are, and you make an attack roll. And if you succeed, then you can disengage without being hit. I would let you do that, and then I'd have you make an athletics roll, and if you pass that, you grab the other 2 and drag them out of there.
All right, and then I will turn to Fatimer and Link, and of course say, "And fly, you fools!" as we try and leave.
So give me an attack roll, and let me see.
Yeah, I'll spend
parry.
hope.
So they have a parry. So adjust your target number when you. Let me see if you can do it. When you click on your weapon, does it have a TN?
Yes, it does.
Can you adjust that?
Yes.
Okay, drop it by 2, because you're not actually attacking them. You're not having to get through their parry. You're just having to swing wildly so that they back away. And you can spend hope. What are your distinctive features?
Could I use wary for this?
Yes. because you know you are outmatched right now. Okay. So with an extraordinary success, you can add 2 bonus die to your athletics roll. Okay. You throw Vidar over your shoulder. You grab Haldor by the back of his shirt and begin to drag them out. That was impressive. Link and then Fatimer. You see Frór running hellbent for the exit.
I'm going to lay down covering fire as they come.
Perfect. Go ahead and you can take a shot, and then you can just move out of the door since you're in rearward stance.
I'm going to switch targets.
Nope. And
I'm going back to carrying the mail.
Fatimer, your turn.
I'll do the same thing, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to move out.
Yeah, go ahead and move yourself out afterwards. Ooh, Fatimer with the Gandalf rune.
Now I can hit people.
Okay, how do you... Oh, nice. How do you take that guy out?
Fatimer is just so eager to get out of here. So he's just gonna kind of just blindly shoot, and he happens to hit the goblin.
He tells Frór, to the left, and you kind of lunge to the left just as the arrow slips past and strikes that orc.
Yeah.
And then you move out, and then I'm going to move the 3 of you. Oh, it might... don't want to take that orc with us. I'll move the 3 of you out as well. As you're running out, Frór, 2 arrows are going to come in at you as you're carrying these folks here. Let me take these 2 shots at you. And since you're running with them, these are definitely ill-favored. And that's a miss. Second shot comes in. Also a miss. You make it out, but you hear those drums pounding, and now the eye awareness has reached the threshold. So it is known, the enemy is now aware of you, and there's a thing called the hunt, and it doesn't have to be right now, but at some point, probably next session, something bad, as if something could get worse, something bad will befall the party because your eye awareness has hit the threshold. But that also resets at the start of the next session. So yeah, I'll come up with something suitably bad. Let's when you get out, the sun is shining out there. the sun is... Someone made their song roll. The sun is shining out there, and the orcs do not follow. But they launch a few arrows here and there, and you make a defensive withdrawal, maybe to the mounds, carrying your fellows. Now, is it Haldor that's dying?
Yeah.
So Haldor needs healing.
Vidar too.
And Vidar too. So they both need a healing roll. Let me get rid of the combat encounter. And let me take us out to the mounds. To a new map here. There we go. Are we missing somebody? Oh no, there's Fatimer. So we need a healing roll on Vidar and a healing roll on Haldor, or they will die in the next hour. Who do you heal first? If you heal Haldor, he's really good at healing. You just got to get him up.
I'm definitely the worst to attempt this. I have no healing and a target number of 16.
Fatimer, are you our only hope?
Looks like it.
And at this point, you know right where the king's foil is.
Yeah.
Just don't rub some old Toby in the wound instead.
Yeah, I'll take some King's Foil and
So
try to
you'll add
heal.
1 dice to that.
Okay. Oh man.
Dang, missed it by 2. You think you did a good enough job? Time will tell. He didn't seem to come around. Frór, why don't you or Link make a healing attempt on Vidar as well?
Is this with the King's Foil?
Yes, you could use the King's Foil, so add 1 dice to that.
So does only one of us get to try this then?
One of you will try it, and we'll see if you can determine if it was successful or not.
What is Link's healing?
Nothing.
You're gonna have to try it.
Looks like you're about to add 2 burial mounds outside these gates.
All right, Frór. What do you got? Despite your efforts, you struggle to get the bleeding under control. Let's see.
Can I try on Haldor?
Yeah, you have not tried on Haldor. You can try on Haldor. So can Vidar. Everyone has tried on, or so can Frór. Everyone has tried on Vidar except for Haldor. If you can get Haldor up. Oh man. Frór, do you want to try? I was going to say, do you want to spend a point of hope? Oh, Gandalf rune. Okay. Okay, all is not lost. Haldor, you are no longer dead. You are, you're still wounded. We add 10 days to your recovery, so you're at 12. Your endurance is at 1, which should make you weary. There we go. But Haldor, you are up. You can try to heal
Alrighty.
Vidar. If you can't heal Vidar, no one can heal Vidar. The bleeding just will not
Yeah, I
stop.
think we're gonna come in here. We're gonna use a point of hope, and we are going to use my Athelas, and I'm gonna do my best to administer first aid here. And
Oh, I think you got it.
we get it done.
You get it. Now, the two of you will have some sort of scar, and I'll let you guys decide what that scar will be.
Yeah, I think we're just adding to the canvas that is his back. Right above his gnarly slash scar from corner to corner is now a gaping arrow wound.
Nice. Well, the Balin did not say it would be easy, and it has not been. However, you will all amass experience points. 3 skill points, 3 adventure points. You can't spend those until you have a proper fellowship phase, but you've got those points. Things are grim. You made it into Moria, but only just. And you have a difficult choice to make for next session. Do you go back to Balin empty-handed, but with knowledge as the treasure you bring back, or do you try and go in one more time? And we'll leave it at that. Awesome. Any questions or comments about the session? That was brutal.
What was our experience?
So it should have added 3 skill points and 3 adventure points to
okay.
everybody. So it should already be on there. And then when we
Okay.
get back to Rivendell, you guys can have a full... Actually, we'll have Yule. And you can spend those to improve skills and things like that. And then during Yule, you can also do some undertakings like remove the shadow scars and things. Or compose songs, stuff like that. Wow, that was hard. Very challenging, and you did make a dent in the orcs, but for every one you drop, 4 more will likely take its place.
Yeah, I think after this, Haldor might be ready to retire. He's had
If he was a cat, he's on his 9th life.
Yeah.
How many times have you been dying since we started the campaign? Is this your 3rd or 4th time?
Third. I think twice from wounds and 1 from endurance loss.
Wow.
So two times dying and one time
knocked out.
Unconscious.
Wow. That's awesome.
He's a banger.
Just think of the stories you'll have to tell. Your knees will never function in your old age, and your back will hurt from dawn till dusk, but you'll have some great stories to tell. I'll go ahead and get Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to ask if we did, if it felt like it was his time to call it quits and roll up a new one. Does that mess you up any? Or
nope, not at all. I was getting ready to have 2 new characters rolled up.
I have already accepted.
So yeah, if Haldor needs to retire, Balin could definitely send a replacement. Or likewise, if anyone else needs to retire that character because they're just not doing it. Now, what I will do is I will let you keep your unspent experience points and transfer them to a new character, and so they can actually have some improvements, because you've earned them. You have definitely earned those XP. Let me have let's see, I need to do one more thing with Shadow. So from the wounds and dying, so Haldor, you'll take a point of Shadow seeing Vidar wounded as you helped him recover. And Link, you take a point of Shadow for seeing Haldor drop as well. And let me have Frór. I want you, for your act of heroism, I want you to reduce your Shadow by 1. And I'm actually going to give you an additional skill point, because that was super impressive. But you can we'll do that there. Perfect. So next time we play, and between this time and next time, if anyone does say, hey, my character's just not doing what I want it to do, I want to do a different profession or whatever, just let me know and we'll get them worked right in. And hopefully we can crack this nut, or there's no problem going back to Rivendell and saying, hey, we found a way, but maybe it's not the way. Maybe we need to find something else. And we wanted to bring back treasure, but all we brought back were these wounds and some knowledge. And you do have some knowledge that you could share with Balin and with Elrond that may prove very useful. So I'll let you guys all decide that between now and next time. Thank you so much for playing. I'm going to stop the recording. I'll get it posted. And I will see you all in 2 weeks.